It's Thursday, August 3rd. It's about 1:30. Taking a walk up to the top of the driveway because my stepson just told me of an encounter he and a friend had last night up at the end of the driveway. So, I just wanted to show where it was before I got all the way up there because you can't see the house. Okay, the house is over the hill there. And here's what happened. This is the end of our road. And they were in two separate vehicles sitting there facing those woods. And they were talking. And I hope I get this all right. I know I'll probably mess it up a little. But here's what I remember he told me. I guess they were sitting here talking, and the girl he was talking to just all of a sudden stopped talking and looked straight ahead into those trees right there. And she said, "Did you hear that?" And he didn't hear it, but she heard some kind of a grunt. And then I guess they both heard coming from back in there the coyotes went off crazy. And then he said that they both saw then something standing in these trees. He said he saw, you could see like the bottom part of it and the shoulders. I guess right where that electrical pole is, and there's a branch cutting it in half. He saw the bottom part, and then the top part, he couldn't see its head, but he saw the shoulders, especially like I think he was saying the right shoulder, and the arm, and he saw it turn and walk away. And they both saw it. So I thought that was really cool. And I wanted to come up and check out this area and see what it's like. Okay, I'm gonna have my stepson tell about his sighting that he had at the top of the driveway this morning because I know I left things out. So go ahead.
Um, Shut up, cat. I don't know, we were sitting up top the driveway, and the girl I had with me said that she had heard a weird noise, and as soon as we heard it, a bunch of the coyotes around here just went insane. And, I mean, it freaked me out a little bit, because I didn't actually hear it, but the way she explained it, she said it sounded like a bear, but it wasn't a bear.
Okay, I want to go back a little bit because you said both your cars were up there, right?
Yeah.
Now, were they both facing the trees, or were?
We were both facing this direction. Anytime I park at the driveway, I want to face towards the house because it's more uphill.
Okay, so go like start from there and explain like you were talking and then she looked at the woods or something.
We
Yeah.
were, we were talking, and it was pretty much as soon as the coyotes started freaking out, she looked over the woods, right across the street, road, whatever. Uh, didn't really say anything for a second. She asked, "Did you hear that?" It's like, "What, the coyotes?" She's like, "No, it over, right beside us, pretty much, right on the other side of the road." Told her, "No, I didn't hear anything. All I hear is the coyotes." And she'd said that, it had sounded like a bear, but it wasn't a bear. I'm not going to actually do the sound. Um,
You
which,
said if you took away the endings of it,
so
it
like, if
sounded
you
like
take
a.
the airy parts off, like clip the first fraction and last fraction of the sound, and just trimmed it off, got rid of it, to where it was just the raspy, like guttural sound. That's all it really was.
Yeah.
And which was weird to me. I mean, it was right on cue as to when I hear what usually sounds like basically, a Tyrannosaurus Rex down in the woods. But it wasn't down in the woods, it was right across from us.
So did it set off the coyotes, or did the coyotes happen before it? I
Yeah,
thought.
it's right before, like, she pretty much looked over and the coyotes went insane. So
Okay.
they heard it. I didn't. I think it's because I was talking.
Oh, okay. So she heard it, looked, and then the coyotes
Mm-hmm.
sounded off. Okay.
It was all within milliseconds almost altogether.
Okay.
She had just had the look of terror on her face because she's always one of those, always has been one of those people that's like, oh, Bigfoot's just a crock of exploitive deleted, that word, yeah. She always thought that Bigfoot was just a load of BS, and then after that sound, she was freaked out. So I told her, get in my truck real quick, and we hopped in the truck, and I, turned it on, turned my lights on, spun around to actually face across the road, and as soon as my lights hit one of the sections in the woods, right by this little electrical box thing.
Yeah, I did get that part right. I showed it.
So it was
So-
just back in.
Mhm.
There were the two sections that were kind of open through the trees. There's the bottom and then the top section.
Mm-hmm.
Top section is what I saw. What looked like something had been facing us. He, she, it, whatever, had turned just as I had hit it with my lights. I caught it. I'd have to say shoulder to belly button, lower than belly button, shoulder to belt line.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they don't wear belts. Perfectly.
By the way, I measured that, and it was at least 8 feet. I'm thinking.
So about 7.5, 8 feet.
Yeah.
That was kind of close.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like bigger though. It was more of my stature. Like it was more of a thinner, not bulky build,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But I could tell like as he turned, like whenever I'd hit him with the lights as it was turning. Well, let me try that again. I hit it with my lights and it was millisecond of chest view, and as it turned, just after I had hit him, like it basically just kind of zoomed off out behind the silo. But like I said, no, it wasn't like a muscular build. It was more of a younger teenager, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like a thinner type.
Sort of build, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I pretty much surprised the neighbor didn't come out. Drove up and down the road for about a good half hour, about 2 miles an hour, holding a flashlight out the window trying to see anything. Went down the road towards the right, came back, turned around, went back down through real slow, looking around, turned around up at the graveyard up there, came back, and I was just slowly putting along, and originally it had ran to the right. Looked like it was probably going to hide behind the silo or something.
Mm-hmm.
And after driving by 1, 2, 2.5 times, I guess, because we stopped on the way back in the last time, it had to have shifted spots, or more than one was there, or it could have just been a deer. I don't know, but we had slowed down, and I was holding the flashlight in, looking around, and there was a bunch of rustling going on in behind. I don't know, let's say about 15, maybe about 15, 20 feet behind the tree line, because there's like the trees, and it's kind of openish a little bit behind the trees in certain spots, and then it just gets thick.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right behind that thick line where I heard a bunch of like rustling and stuff.
Okay, because I was back in there, and I didn't go past that because it's not our property,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to go too far.
Oh, hell, I
But
was
yeah.
snooping through it anyway.
It was like, I know what you're talking about. So the silo was over here to
Yeah.
the right, and then there's that thick stuff. So that's where it was
So, like,
all.
silo on the right, about 20 feet, I'm doing a lot of 15, 20. About 15, probably about 20 yards to the left, back up the road,
Okay.
is where I heard all the rustling and stuff.
Okay. Up back towards the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like to go around in there.
Probably.
The one that your brother's now wife saw was just down the hill from that
Yeah.
spot. So, and it crossed, probably came back right up that direction to where you were hearing that. So did you say you got out of the truck and you walked in there?
Yeah. I had stopped the truck and right in the middle of the road. I just kind of like snooped around a little bit.
Did you see anything interesting in there?
Nope.
So what did the girl say?
Not really a whole lot. I mean, she saw it. Well, she saw it as well. She heard it. I didn't hear it. She was mostly just kind of speechless.
Mm-hmm. You said she was a non-believer before that?
Yeah,
night?
she was. She always made fun of me for saying, different things about Bigfoot, telling her my stories and things that I've seen, things that I've heard. And, I mean, I've heard things in these woods since I could walk. And I've heard things out around Salt Fork, and I've heard things out around, Egypt Valley. And I've seen things here since I was a kid. Same for Salt Fork, same for Egypt Valley, all around. Those are just, my main fishing spots.
Mm-hmm.
Just all around those areas. I've seen enough, and she'd always make fun of me because I tell the stories, like I believe it. I mean, I'm not gonna just, like, oh, hey, I saw this big hairy dude walking around the woods, ha ha ha, I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them scared me, some of them didn't. Yeah, she always made fun of me. Now I make fun of her.
She said what did you tell me that she said?
A lot of cuss words.
She said she believed it now or something. I forget what you said.
I don't even remember.
Oh.
I'd have to ask her again.
Oh, well.
I mean, it was all just kind of quick.
She became a believer pretty quick, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I never believed in that stuff, and then I saw, or I heard what that thing, and I saw some stuff, and yep.
So what you mainly saw was the upper
Yeah.
torso, right side of it and stuff?
So it was all, I don't know, 2 seconds worth.
Yeah, but you knew it wasn't a bear or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Not a human.
Very, very tall guy with stilts. Extensions, and they're not, they're arm extensions, and I've played around on stilts. You cannot move that quick.
No. So it was pretty fast. It moved fast.
I mean, it was quick.
Yeah. So you think it hid behind the silo and then went back around?
I'd say that's probably what it did, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, like I said, unless what I had heard, because I didn't see anything the second, go around, I guess. When all I was hearing was the noises, so it could have just been a deer, could have been the coyotes. I didn't hear any up here. They were all...
I've been hearing the coyotes down here a lot.
So they've been down in the woods there, and what I heard was just top of the hill, pretty much.
All right. Thanks.
Yep.
I mean, I've been up here before. Actually, I've heard grunts and things come from back in here before. Knocks, grunts. And there's an old silo right there. So I'm going to walk in here and see if I can see anything. Apparently it was standing right here. Its head would have come above that branch, I'm thinking. He said it's probably at least 7.5 feet tall, somewhere around there. I brought a tape measure. I don't know if I can. I think I'm going to measure it, and then I'm going to turn this back on. And I'll tell you how tall it was. Okay, I would put that at about 8 feet. So it was, I'm thinking, probably around 8 feet tall. Wow. Okay, so that's the view it would have had. Both their vehicles were sitting there. They were talking to each other. And it would have been standing here. Yeah, I'm 5 feet tall, and I'm coming, well, I'm not even 5 feet tall, but I'm coming right to the, this is actually taller than me. So he said its head was clear up there, so yeah, it's at least 8 feet tall. Alright, what's back here? There's a little nook they could be hiding in. I'm not seeing any impressions or anything like that. I don't think this would hold impressions very good. It's mostly weeds. And it's pretty dry right now in here. I don't want to go real far back in here because it's not my land. It's across the road from our land, so don't want to make anybody mad. That's broken. That's broken. Right there. That's kind of interesting. Sorry, I'm trying to put my tape measure back and so I can maneuver through here a little bit. Well, that's broken over. I have no idea why, but it's broken. Oh. Huh. Now that may have... No, wait. I thought maybe that broke off from there. But it didn't. It's just leaning up against there. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to see because I'm close to it. But it's a great big upside down Y branch. I hope you can see it. I can't go back in there very much further. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. So, yeah, a great big upside down Y branch. That's pretty interesting. Seeing how my Bigfoots really like Y sticks. That goes back in here like a little pocket. I don't want to go any further though. This is it. This is all I'm doing. So anyways, might walk over here. Oh, excuse me. Hard to maneuver this stuff. There's that big silo. Old silo. That's a little bit interesting too. I've never walked in here. I mean, that could just be natural, I don't know. But right there's where it was standing. And that happened at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm thinking I'm going to have to stay up and do some investigating in the wee hours of the morning. And there's a little cubby hole. It flattens out and opens up in there. There's sticks all over the ground. Like I said, though, I don't know what's going on over here because it's not our property. It's not the property we live on. Okay, well, I guess that wraps this up. Just wanted to see what was back here. See if I could see any impressions in the ground or anything. Which I don't. That doesn't mean it wasn't here, because I don't think this is going to hold impressions. Alright, I'm going to go back out and go over to that field and walk around. There's that Y stick from this side. It's not a Y stick, it's a Y branch. Pretty cool. Then, right there's a hang, too. Huh. Bet you if I really looked around in here, I'd find a lot more. A quick overview. This is the field in the woods I'm going to walk around. Our house sits right back there. The woods I just came from is right over there. Okay, that looks like something stepped there. It's hard for me to find it on here. I don't know if I want to measure it. About 17, 18 inches, that's what I thought. Not sure though. Looks like something's walked back in there maybe.